TikTok dead? Or with the help of the Supreme Court, will America's favorite short-form content continue to dominate our attention? Today we're talking about something that's been making headlines in both legal and tech circles: the Supreme Court's decision to take on a challenge by TikTok. That's right, the immensely popular social media app, best known for its short, snappy videos and viral dance trends, is now at the center of a major constitutional showdown. If you've never tried TikTok, think of it as a place where your nephew's skateboard tricks shared a spotlight with quick legal explanations, and yes, even the occasional cat doing parkour. Love it or hate it, it's a platform that's captured the attention of millions. So why is the Supreme Court involved? Well, here's the deal. Congress passed a law called the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act. The idea behind it is to prevent foreign governments, particularly China, since TikTok is owned by a Chinese company known as ByteDance, from gaining access to sensitive data about American users. Lawmakers are basically saying, we don't want your personal data, like what kind of videos you watch or what memes you laugh at, ending up in the hands of a foreign power. As you might guess, privacy and national security are front and center here. The new law is set up to go into effect soon, and it has a pretty dramatic provision. If TikTok's Chinese owner doesn't sell the platform to an American company, TikTok could be banned in the US. It's not every day that the government steps in and essentially says, sell your company to someone here or your app gets the boot. So TikTok took this to court, arguing that the law violates the First Amendment. Their point is, we're a platform where people express themselves, share information, and engage in free speech. Shutting us down because of who owns us stifles that speech. The legal back and forth has been fast and furious. A federal appeals court recently upheld the law, and when TikTok asked that same court to pause it, at least until the Supreme Court rules, that request was denied. Then TikTok appealed directly to the Supreme Court, and guess what? The court agreed to hear the case. Oral arguments are scheduled for January 10th. The Supreme Court didn't pause the law from going into effect, so depending on what happens next, we could see major changes to how and whether TikTok operates in the United States. Now you might be wondering, how can Congress even do this? Well, Congress has several tools at its disposal, especially when it comes to foreign investments and national security. There's something called CFIUS, the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, which reviews deals and foreign ownership stakes in American businesses. If it sees a threat, it can recommend certain actions, including forcing divestitures, fancy talk for sell it off, to protect national interests. This isn't the first time Congress or the executive branch has flexed these muscles. Past situations have involved foreign acquisitions of U.S. companies in sensitive sectors like technology or infrastructure. It's unusual for a social media platform to be at the center of this drama, but these powers aren't coming out of thin air. For users, lawyers, and everyday citizens, there's a lot at stake. On one hand, we have legitimate national security and data privacy concerns. On the other, it's a question of how far the government can go in restricting a platform that many Americans use daily. Is it a dangerous foreign tool or just a silly app filled with lip sync battles and cooking hacks? Also consider the timing. Tech companies and social media platforms change at lightning speed, and TikTok is one of the most influential platforms right now. If forced to sell, or if it gets banned, that could shape how we view foreign-owned apps in the future. It could also encourage more transparency in how these platforms handle user data, or at least put more pressure on them to show that they're not funneling information to governments overseas. So what should you expect next? After the Supreme Court hears oral arguments, they can do several different things. They might uphold the law, which would leave TikTok with a tough choice: comply or vanish from the U.S. market. They might strike it down, finding that it violates the First Amendment or goes beyond Congress's authority. Or they could send it back to a lower court for more proceedings, essentially saying, let's rethink some parts of this. We likely won't know the final answer for a while, but January's arguments will set the stage for a crucial decision. In the meantime, if you're a TikTok creator, a casual viewer, or just someone who likes to keep up on legal news, stay tuned. We're witnessing a kind of legal test case that might define the relationship between tech platforms, user privacy, and national security for years to come. If you found this explanation helpful, informative, or at least slightly entertaining, consider giving this video a like. And if you'd like to see more content about the intersection of law and everyday life, feel free to subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and helps me keep making these videos. What do you think? Is TikTok a great platform or something that we should all watch? Maybe it should be banned. Tell us in the comments below. I'm that lawyer from Charlotte, Bill Powers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.